little late this morning. It's about 9:30 or so. 76 degrees. Remember last week at 10 a.m. it was still 63 degrees. So we have warm air advection down near the ground out the door in South Dennis. But we have cooler air advection aloft. And that is instability. When you put low density warm air beneath higher density cold air, it tends to turn over. Convection, and we have convective cumulus here before 10 a.m. in South Dennis. And we've also got altocumulus castellanus. We call it ACC, and that's when the mid-level altocumulus starts bubbling up, sometimes taking the form of old castles on the top. Although you don't really see the castles, trust me, that's castellanus. And we are having a severe thunderstorm day in southern New England today, perhaps including Cape Cod. It's not a real obvious feature. If you look at the temperature and dew point map this morning about 9, in Boston, what was it, 73 over 63, something like that, with the wind kind of from the northwest. Then on the coast of Maine, the wind was from the east-northeast with temperature and dew points in the 60s. That's surface convergence when a northwest meets a east wind, and there's growing cold air mass aloft. Lost count of how many of these upper level cool pools have stalled over New England, resulting in flooding in the last 8 to 10 weeks. Well, here we go again today. The first signs came in last night with slow-moving thunderstorms captured by Ryan Knapp, weather napper, on top of Mount Washington in the middle of the night. I actually did wake up in the middle of the night and saw some of those lightning strikes on that north camera on the Mount Washington summit. And then Mary in Colebrook says, we had a lot of rain last night, a lot of thunder. And as of 8 o'clock this morning, Jim Cantori was tweeting out, or posting on X. There's no longer tweeting on Twitter. It's now posting on X of, I'm not sure where we got the numbers, but 3 to 5 inches of rain near Madison, Maine, with a flash flood warning to start the day. So when you get thunderstorms at night, that's called nocturnal convection. A lot of times thunderstorms are driven by heating of the day by the sun, but there's much more dynamic at play. And the Severe Storm Prediction Center says a huge area of severe weather on the northwest side of the heat, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and then here in the northeast, it's a different reason. We have severe weather, likely in our area, probably as we speak, as I get this out the door, Weather and More published. Thunderstorms are erupting all around us, and there's a very strong lapse rate with temperatures cooling about 8 degrees Celsius per couple of kilometers. Is that right? 1,000 joules per kilogram of convective available potential energy, that word CAPE. So the ingredients are here. It's an upper level low. The radar, well, first the satellite this morning around 8 o'clock, the satellite showed incongruity. Fog in the valleys of New York and Pennsylvania. Again, that's a sign of stability in the atmosphere. High barometer cold where it cools off, and the valleys are the coolest. And then over Maine, that's a sign of instability with towering cumulonimbus at sunrise this morning in Maine. So quite a dynamic going on here in the Northeast. And right where I'm standing right now, it feels like Florida. The sun's coming and going. The air's not moving very much at all. And the air up in the sky is starting to get colder. If I show you just the upper level low over the Northeast, you can see the center of the upper level low is kind of on the coast of Maine, and that's where it's coolest aloft, and also no motion in the atmosphere. So those storms in Maine just sitting there, and then the wind gets stronger on the edge of the upper low over western, southwestern New York and Pennsylvania, and it's right on the boundary between that no wind and that increasing wind that the severe weather is most likely this afternoon. And if I show the HRR, I'll just show you the QPF, which was already underdone. Parts of Maine have already had 3 inches of rain. And you can kind of see the cyclonic nature and the heaviest rain showing up in the purple blotches, but you can't go town by town. Any town has potential today to get 2 or 3 inches of rain, and also 1 to 2 inch diameter hail with the freezing level below 10,000 feet. So I don't really think you come to me for the short-range weather forecast. I think you come to me more for the big picture and how things change in the forecast day to day and the general state of the atmosphere. How about a really big picture? Do you remember the forecast for the hurricane season? It's supposed to be exceptionally active in the Atlantic and fairly quiet in the Pacific. Well, here's the Pacific Ocean this morning. We have 2 H storms, I don't know how that happens, and a G storm, and an S storm headed for southern Japan, typhoon. And so it's incredibly active in the Pacific. The storm chasers are all over that. James Reynolds and Josh Margerman together again for the first time in, what did they say, 11 years, chasing that storm in Japan. So follow those guys on X. And the Atlantic Ocean, completely quiet, not only in the 48-hour forecast, but the 7-day forecast says also no tropical cyclone activity expected in the next week. And we are in the heart of hurricane season. Now, a lot of times when you have the cold high-pressure systems like the one we had over the last several days, on the backside of that, something usually forms in the Gulf of Mexico. And so far, nothing really other than heavy rains and little waves of energy coming on in Florida and southeastern United States. So this high is kind of just disintegrating around us and turning into increasingly hot air mass now. Excessive heat watches and warnings in effect in several states, Wisconsin to South Dakota to Illinois and Indiana. And the storms are riding over the top of that and then around onto our side. And that boundary is going to be here all week long. So we're just getting started on this really crazy, call it nowcasting. What's the weather doing now in the next 6 hours kind of week, where we're going to have strong showers and thunderstorms, slow moving with hail and potentially damaging winds. The kind of storms just turn into dynamos all week long. There's this afternoon's map. You have the high pressure around us, but the low with the red outlined green, very weak low pressure. That's very weak surface convergence, but that's all it takes. And then if I just skip ahead to Wednesday morning, static map there from the World Weather Prediction Center, you see another cold front coming into Ontario. So the reason for the storms today is from upper level cool pool and instability, and then the reasons for storms on Wednesday and Thursday are going to be because we're on the boundary between the heat trying to come at us and a high pressure system moving across Ontario and Quebec. So let's go to the day by day, play by play. No, we're going to stop it right there. It's just weather, no more, because we have breaking news. There are severe thunderstorms crossing Cape Cod Bay, and we're going to chase. We're going to go over to the Chicago Tower and see if we can watch. They're probably evacuating the beaches. And more, and the rest of the forecast coming up in a little while. Let's go, Rex. Oh, what a long day. What an unusual day. Usually we're done editing out the door. Go ahead, Rex. And weather and more, and we've posted it, but today we had to interrupt the editing to go chase weather or get chased by weather. It's now just past 2 p.m. and we're still listening to lightning, hour number 3. There's been quite a bit of erosion and flash flooding, and I'm going to put most of that in tomorrow's video and more. So I'll continue here now with the weather forecast, where we're just going to get to the long range headed toward Labor Day, and the out the door from yesterday and more with the beach shots from Mayflower Beach yesterday. So let's go to the day-by-day, play-by-play on the ECMWF, that's the Euro model, and watch the showers and thunderstorms kind of sit around, spin over us today. And now it looks like the upper level low is going to disintegrate and push east. Tomorrow we're probably having a drier day. Temperatures where the sun is out tomorrow, probably a little warmer than today, and maybe a tad less humid. And then it looks like Wednesday we try to get the warm air to come in. It's a warm to hot air in southern New England, but it's cut off by a backdoor cold front that's going to have showers and thunderstorms from the Midwest all the way to the Gulf of Maine. And we still have that backward moving, almost looks like a backward moving derecho moving from Wisconsin toward Iowa, as the collision of air masses are really strong. High pressure to the north. It's going to undermine the hot weather coming at us. So by then, now we're looking at a different reason for the heavy precipitation. It's going to be hot air overrunning cold air. So instead of cold in the sky and hot near the ground, we're going to have the opposite. Cold near the ground, hot in the sky. A different reason, differential advection to cause more rains. And then it looks like we get into the warmer and hot air, maybe again Thursday into Friday, and then the front comes in on Saturday, and it still looks like a slow-moving front that's going to stall out and decay, not move away, just decay over New England on Saturday, with showers and thunderstorms likely on Saturday. So it's kind of high confidence because it's been there every day. Hopefully it's just the kind that it rains for a few minutes, then it's okay. It's going to be very soupy by then. And then Sunday looks better. It looks like we're going to be between fronts. The one that's coming through is going to kind of fall apart. We still have the 570 thickness, so that means temperatures in the 80s for warm, summer-like Labor Day weekend. Sunday still looks okay, and then another front comes in on Labor Day Monday, and that one now has cool, feel of fall air coming at us from north to south. That Labor Day Monday, next Monday, southern New England's probably still warm, and then we are all in the cooler air on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, September 4th, that's a cold high pressure system. There may be the first frost advisories in northern Maine by next Wednesday morning. A lot going on here. And so there's not a huge change in the forecast from yesterday to today, but we'll monitor that. The weekend is going to be a moving target. But in the meantime, just sit back. If you have sunshine now, you're probably going to end up with a thunderstorm. If you have a thunderstorm now, maybe you'll end up with some sunshine. It's going to be quite a day. I wish I had a time lapse on this webcam. Mike, I got to get that into a time lapse. I know, that's my responsibility. So I do have a web camera here, but it doesn't have a time lapse. Yesterday, another day on Mayflower Beach. Gotta love this. And more friends, Juna and Tuna, the flag man, had the flag, and the weather was fascinating yesterday because there was what I call a Route 6 cloud. That is air in West Ennis Beach coming from the south, air at Mayflower Beach coming from the northeast. That's surface convergence, and a lot of times that forms a cloud right over the middle of the Cape, which just coincidentally is where Route 6 is, where the not pollution from cars causing a cloud, but there is heating that happens over the middle of the Cape that causes the air to rise, and I'm sure that the tarmac on Route 6 helps add to that heat and some of the vehicles. So there's a little anthropogenic, but mostly that's just orographic, meaning by the shape of the land. So a great day yesterday of cloud watching and down the beach, and the bubble people. Everyone gets a nickname around here. The bubble people. Matt and Shannon taught me how to make huge bubbles. So I was talking all about weather. I was going to be obsessed with it, and instead I turned into Bubble Man. And also Lou and Greg Bosconi. They like to go water skiing on Cape Cod Bay. Who does that? And that's a sunrise thing because that's when it's calm, and it was good for that today, and it'll probably be good for that tomorrow too, because there's so little bit of a pressure gradient. But by the time I get these weather forecasts done, you've already done your water skiing. But it was great to talk to you guys and know that some people are still water skiing. I don't think I've ever water skied on Cape Cod Bay, so maybe I can get some imagery of that if I get out of the door earlier next time. We'll try for that, I don't know, in the next week or so. Where'd T-Rex go? There he is. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. You don't have to chase storms today, just let them come to you. Huh, T-Rex? That'll be in tomorrow's and more.
What is it, Rex? Here's the crows. No.
That. Yeah, the crows are out there, and the fascinating sky over the middle of Cape Cod on a day with very little pressure gradient. I call it the Route 6 cloud. It forms right over the middle of the Cape. I don't have the best view of it from here, but Route 6 is right over there. It runs, from the canal to Chatham and then goes north to P-Town. But anyhow, right in the middle of the Cape, the air is going up. Wind on the south side of Cape Cod is from the south. Wind on the north side of the mid-Cape is from the north. This is our 12 o'clock observation, and the cloud is right in the middle, and it shows up perfectly on the satellite imagery. If you look very closely to the satellite imagery, you can actually see the orange lines don't exactly match the terrain of the land here. You can see Martha's Vineyard overlapping a little. You don't really see Monomoy under the orange, but what an illustration of the Route 6 cloud. I think I might have invented that nomenclature. And then there's the much higher cloud, just sort of a regular warm front, and a little bit of smoke in our sky. Fascinating. So you could drive north into the sun and south into the sun. And you can see the cloud leans a little bit north of Route 6 right now. So there's a very subtle southerly gradient over our head. And T-Rex wants to totally...
Yeah, you can let T-Rex out, see if he goes and chases the crows. T-Rex, where's the crow? Yeah, where's that crow? He's not caught a crow yet. He hasn't learned how to
fly.
Where is it, Rex? Where's that bird? He's like, where is that thing? Stop. T-Rex, we're almost to Route 6. Looks like the cloud is a little bit behind us now. Headed south on Old Bass River Road over Route 6. Yeah, so the Route 6 cloud is skewed a little toward the south. As the southerly, actually no, it's right over Route 6. I think the southerly flow is trying to take over. That means warming trend. Rex is just happy to be wherever he is.
So we're facing right into the wind here. That's right into the south.
So the southerly wind has made it all the way right to Route 6, and that is parallel with Route 6 right there. And now we got to go to the beach on the north side and see if we can get a wind from the north to verify our surface convergence due to orographic and diurnal heating. What? Yeah. Sunday, you think, well, maybe in the afternoon people have gone home and the Mayflower Beach parking lot would not be full. Apparently that is not the case. Nice of them to put the sign here. And there's the parking lot that is full and we're not allowed to park in. Well, we're allowed to. Full. Lot is full. Do not block. Backup plan implemented. Pays to have some friends, otherwise you gotta read the sign. Man, no matter how nice your Jeep is, someone else is nicer. They get the red, white, and blue colors. Oh my goodness. I think this is probably our friend. I'm not even gonna say his name right here.
Look at the rims.
The rims are awesome. And everything about this place is great. That's hilarious. Devils and duckies. And we're back in Avi's yard. Hi, Avi. You don't have a pair this time? Looks like you've been swimming today. How's the water? Let's go find out. There's the pear tree. So you wonder where the pear came from the other day. Right there. And there's the water. Let's go check it out. And just like magic from the Wizard of Oz, we have bubbles. And nothing shows the wind better than a bubble. All right, that's Tuna we met a couple days ago. Looks like he's taking his flag down. But I really appreciate it, indicating the wind is from the east-northeast. So definitely a convergent flow over Cape Cod. It's called orographic. That is the land with ocean on the north and south sides. And diurnal. Diurnal meaning that as the sun gets higher in the sky, it heats up the land, and that air heating up over the middle of Cape Cod draws the air in from both the north and the south. So essentially we have meso low pressure right over the middle of Cape Cod and meso high pressure over Cape Cod Bay and Nantucket Sound. That's the meteorological explanation. And look at the waves. The waves in the pole now. Waves in the ocean, waves in the sky. TK cannot stop talking about the waves and birds and sky. And look at that cumulus over Brewster right now. So sometimes the Cape Cod Route 6 cloud gets heavy enough and drops a little bit of rain. And so far I haven't seen anything on radar, and it should start dissipating. And now the flag is inland, and we've got number 63. I love that. March in. Thanks for the weather instrument there, that flag. 2 weeks till the big party, Labor Day party. And we've got other people that want to be in out the door weather and more. Now,
How you doing?
I got the beachcomber. You got the beachcomber?
Yeah, beachcomber, best beach bar in the world.
No offense to Chapin's.
No.
What's your name? Where you from?
Mike, I'm from Dennis.
Mike from Dennis.
Actually, Arlington.
Arlington.
He's the other half. I'm the better half.
No.
Kim.
Yeah, I'm
Kim was
the-
in the video 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Or yesterday, actually, because it's in Moore's yesterday.
And this is Rico.
Well, most people don't really like me putting the camera in them, so I'll just kind of pan past out to sea. And what's your name? Not Mrs. Tuna, are you?
Yes.
What is your name, though?
Carol
Carol.
Tenera
And what's your middle name?
and
Carol Ann.
Carol Ann.
That was our mom's name.
I love
Small
it.
world department.
Exactly.
Kev loves being on the video.
And I grew up in Framingham, and we're from Marlborough now, but we have a house in Yarmouth Court.
And how often do you come to Mayflower Beach?
Every weekend,
Okay.
all summer.
Oh, there are the bubble people. They're out way out in the water. And here's the air still coming from the east. Just almost so gently. The flag is like straight down. I love this. Little do they know that they're giving great weather data right now. How fun. So the air is still coming from the east a tiny bit down near the ground, but it's getting warmer, and so those low clouds, they're kind of shifting in our direction, but they're about to evaporate, I think, because we're going to lose this convergent flow on Cape Cod. And as for the upper level clouds, that's coming out of Pennsylvania with the wind up there from the west at probably about 50 miles an hour, and that's leaving, so it is going to turn hot down here at the beach in the next hour. All right, just passing high tide. Water should start going out the other way pretty soon. Still a bit of a Cape Cod cloud though, right there. It's now the 6A cloud instead of the 6th cloud. And the gulls are mostly pointed toward the west.
Online for different recipes.
So this is how you make the bubbles, huh? It's the magic?
The secret is he uses Dawn soap, baking powder, flour gum, and glycerin.
Cool. And then where do you get those sticks?
You can like Amazon or those, or he just made it.
That's it. I'm a bubble person now. And of course you got the beach mobile because you're a beach people. Beach people that know how to make the funnest bubbles. And here we go. We're getting the bubbles. Watch out for the bubbles. Oh. This is so fun. Look at those bubbles. What's your name? Where are you from?
Shannon, Concord, Mass.
Shannon from Concord?
Yep, Matt from New Jersey.
Matt from New Jersey.
Originally Westford, but you know.
And we've got our parents that are here right up the road.
Did you know that you were creating meteorological data by making your bubbles?
No.
I thought I was
And
gonna
you're
keep my kids
illustrating the
occupied.
local sea breeze effect that happens on the north side of Cape Cod. Oh, that is so fun. Barely moving, so is this weather
Staying down.
good bubble weather?
This is actually great bubble weather.
Great
it's
bubble
a
weather.
little bit breezy, so you don't have to move to make them go out, and it's warm, so they'll float and behave.
And what turned you on to bubble making originally?
COVID.
COVID.
I was bored here living with my parents and my kids in April of 2020. It was just kind of like, what can I do that's outside that I have the things for? And we just started playing with this during COVID.
You
The
don't?
fun uncle.
Oh yeah, so we would go down and he would do it in the morning.
So you must be superstars now. And there's other things happening in the bubble. What we have is sunlight reflecting and refracting off the film of the bubble, and that's creating those different colors you see, where the colors separate. That's called refraction and reflection, almost similar to the rainbow effect. And this is going to be, I think, the funnest video I've ever done in my entire life, but I'm only 60 years old. So there's plenty of time for more. So the video started, so now you just gotta get on the other side of the board.
Facing you?
Sun will be better. This?
Yep, just raise them up, let the wind catch it, and when you want to close it, you can push them together. And when you want to make another one, just open it up. The bigger you go, broader the diameter, and
Dreams that I've never had in my life coming true. But as soon as I came to the beach today, I had a dream that someday I will make huge bubbles. Thank you, Matt, and my videographer now, Shannon. Matt and Shannon, teaching the weatherman new tricks about weather. I am so grateful. And I hear there's some dolphins playing around out there.
Yeah, we saw
You guys
them
hear
earlier.
about that?
my 4-year-old saw his first one.
Whoops. Look at the size of that one. Thank you, Shannon. Oh, I love you guys. Look, I just hit a little boy. Oh, sorry. That was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are so fun. This will be on Out the Door, Weather and More. I do the weather every day with my cat and my dog. We go out the door and we do the weather. This is called the And More. Where we,
The And More.
We do In More weather. Thank you so much.
No worries. Matt McWilliams.
Matt.
Shannon.
Matt and Shannon. Tim. So nice to meet you. Thank you for the demonstration.
Yeah, thank you.
Matt and Shannon.
Touch the water.
Everyone's having fun down here. We're making friends.
He was sitting right there.
Watch out for the bubbles. They're chasing you. I'm a little surprised at the tenacity of these Cape Cod clouds today. Still going. Fascinating. We have an incredible week of weather coming at us. And they're on vacation the whole week. So come on down to Mayflower Beach and there's going to be bubble lessons with Matt and Shannon. All right, let's let it go with a Weymouth Sky time lapse. Just a great day, another great day.